Welcome back to the railroad. You'll notice some things are slightly different, and we'll chat about that. Welcome to the Clearwater sub, the 34th subdivision of the Milwaukee Road, circa 1958 to 1964. I have backdated the layout. This is a temporary thing. It's not permanent. I'm still heavily involved in modern railroading, and the railroad will snap back to the present day here in a little bit. But right now, we've just kind of backdated the layout a little bit. I've got a Milwaukee Road H1644 coming from Rapido, used. And it struck me that I could actually run it with some vintage cars. So it was going to be a Heritage Day, and then that Heritage Day turned into let's backdate the layout for a little bit. So we'll chat about some of the changes that we're making to the layout. For starters, you'll notice that the RS3 is back. Number 94, it being this period, she's actually mainline power right now. She's on lease from the SPNS for the railroad. And there you can see our Plymouth on the rip track. We have our water tower. I think this is so neat. Pour some water on the ballast there. That is a BLI water tower. I've had it for quite some time. I didn't have a place to put it.
Time to roll.
And now it lives here in Edmonds Landing. And you can see here we've got some 40-foot cars. Turns out that I still have a fair amount of 40-foot cars. I have 35 of them according to the current roster, which is actually more than the modern cars I have. I kept finding them and in good condition. So we have those. So some things, like the derail there, right? It just isn't used right now. It doesn't exist. There's a lot of hand waving going on here, but it should be fun. I've got different car cards now. I actually posted on the OPSIG Facebook group about these. These are just made to look a little older, and they don't have all of the same information as my modern car cards and waybills. There's a little bit more thought and observation that goes into these car cards. That's on purpose. Layout discovery is one of the things I like my operators or my players to do when they're operating the layout. Marvin's Curve, the only period correct vehicle I have. Ready to use Matchbox cars. He's waiting over there. Now, right now, this is, of course, the scrapyard scene. It doesn't actually exist. And I'll explain why as we head over here. That is not an engine house, by the way. That is playing the part of an REA warehouse. What's funny is that REA warehouse is going to become the distributor in the modern day. But now it's an REA warehouse. Once I get my warehouse back, it'll be able to play both of them. We're going to head down there. There is the Front Range Cannery. That will eventually become Front Range Quality Foods. But they're still making the Front Range chili. They became famous for that in this period, and it carries on to the present day. There we have the Freight House. Now, the Freight House has pretty much always been there, but I didn't have a use for it. So in the modern day, that's pretty much abandoned. It's probably like an event space or something, but today it's in use by that Northern Pacific boxcar there. So one of the focal points of the railroad, and of course we have the depot before it got moved. Originally it was pushed up to the track like this for passenger trains, but in the mid-'80s they actually pushed it back away from the track, turned it into the offices for the railroad, but it still is the offices for the railroad. Let's move back a track. So as I mentioned, this doesn't exist. End of track is actually right about, well, where the ballast changes. There's a bit of a grade there. I haven't fixed that yet. But you have to imagine that sitting right here is a grain elevator. This is the Blackfoot Valley Co-op. And it's a grain elevator, and eventually there will be a grain elevator there. That's going to bleed over into the modern day once we get back operating there. But that's a grain elevator now at the end of that track. And the team track, that will become the Clearwater Industrial, I forgot what I called it. Some modern name, but it's just a team track now. It has 2 spots. That spot there and then an empty spot there. But it's just the team track now, being managed there. And as we head over here, what will become, Ed Hansen's Mountain West Building Supply, I think? It's actually on the sign right there. Or Earl Hansen's Mountain West Building Supply. It is actually just Hansen's Lumber now. And there you can see the original sawmill there, with the old boiler put off to the side, and that generator now powering the sawmill. That's still there in the modern day, but this is just Hansen's Lumber now. It hasn't bought out and changed and grown. And over here, what will become Berman Agricultural Supply, that is just Swan Valley Feed. So you can see it there. That'll become Berman Agricultural Supply. And then the track curves around here, and over here you can see the tail track. That is currently representing Seeley Lake. When what will be Clearwater North, I'm going to give you a quick flash over there, but it's really dirty and I'm kind of embarrassed by it. What will become Clearwater North is done, there'll be work over there. But for now, this basically acts as the Seeley Lake Interchange with the Great Northern. We can place cars there and bring cars back there. So that is what that's doing right now. So that's kind of what I'm doing with the layout. I've got temporary signs made up here for my operating session I hope to hold on Sunday. And I'll get the new map up as well so my operators know where they are. But this is just, dropping the time back by about 60 years. Same layout, same design, and it'll go back to the modern day. But for now, it's 1958 to 1964, something like that. And it's a lot of fun, You forget how much fun 40-foot boxcars are when you've been playing with 50-footers. And I do have some 50-foot boxcars, that NP boxcar right there. It's a really nice 50-foot boxcar. We still have them, of course, but not quite the same. Some other changes coming to the layout now or over the winter. This area of Danthorne Park is actually going to be taken up by a building. They're going to put a building there. I want to bring out the urban element of this railroad a little bit more. So we're going to get some more background buildings and try to bring up the idea that Clearwater has grown a little bit. But this is the current state of the layout. We're going to have an operating session on Sunday, I hope. And that is going to test out the first time how well this works with our new industries and car cards, and it should be a good time. This is just a reminder that if you're building a layout and you want to change something, go ahead and change it. No one's keeping score. No one's going to take away your modeler's license because you decided that you wanted to do something different. And if you want to air swap. It's okay. Pull out those 40-foot boxcars and have some fun. And when you're done, you can go right back to the modern day. But this is just a little bit more, a little bit simpler time here. So that's what's happening here on what will become the Clearwater Terminal Railroad, now the Clearwater subdivision of the Milwaukee Road, circa 1958 to 1964. So until next time, from myself, and Cannon, and Roxy, and Foreman Dan Hernandez, and the whole crew here at the Clearwater Terminal, have a good day, and we'll catch you next time.